AEW Revolution took place last night in Chicago, Illinois at the Wintrust Arena. And this is I believe this is probably the third overall show they've done in Chicago. Allin, I guess, if you want to count that. And you have All Out the following year, and now you have Revolution. So I don't know if they're going to do a third All Out show or whatever, because that probably has to be in Chicago. But in Chicago, you had the show start off at 7:30 with the buy-in or whatever, the pre-show. I don't know what to call it. You had SCU against the Dark Order. It was a strange match. I don't know. I didn't really like it that much. What happened was, also, by the way, Excalibur and Taz on commentary, but Daniels was told to go to the back, but in the match, the Dark Order wins. It's an okay match. However, a hooded figure comes up on the stage, and it turns out to be Daniels. He jumps in the ring, and they beat down the Dark Order, so SCU stands tall. I think for sure it has to be Matt Hardy as the leader of the Dark Order. We go backstage. Lexi Nair interviews Luchasaurus. Pretty good interview. I thought Luchasaurus was very entertaining here, to be honest. And then finally, we get some big entrances. You have Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone join the announce team for the show. And eventually, we later get to the card. We get a good video package, and we have... first we have when we get to the main card, we have Desiree Chalice. She sings the national anthem, and it was strange because... they would have fireworks go off during the national anthem. That never happens. I've never seen that. That's supposed to be something when it's quiet. But they, when the rockets in the air, stuff like that, I don't know, they'd have pyro. It was just weird. I don't know if I liked it. You have Jake Hager against Dustin Rhodes to start this. Rhodes comes out first, then Hager comes out and he starts making out with his wife at ringside, and that's she'd play a role in the match. I thought this was okay. They brawled in the crowd, and I swear we must have seen a million crowd brawls in this match in the show. How many times did we see wrestlers fight in the crowd? Too much. Hager and him, they hit a shoulder advantage on the. Hager takes advantage of the match. And what happens, though, however, is Rhodes he takes down Hager and he kisses Hager's wife. Not necessarily kiss her, but he puts his face paint on her mouth or on her cheek. He didn't really kiss her, but I thought that was an okay spot. One of the best parts of this match was when Rhodes is in the corner. Hager comes charging at him, and Rhodes throws him over the rope, and Hager just goes face first into the step. That was nasty. However, once they get back in the ring, Hager takes advantage. He's able to reverse an armbar into an ankle lock, and then Rhodes is he's trying to fight off, but then Aubrey Edwards, referee, gets distracted. Hager hits a low blow, and he puts a standing arm triangle against the win. It was an okay match, okay opener. It's two veterans. I thought the match was average. Not much to say here. They then announced AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts is going to be on March 25th, and it's going to be War Games. This is their War Games, and they can't call it War Games because WWE has a trademark, but it's two rings with a steel cage, so it's basically War Games. You'll have probably, I assume, the Inner Circles on one team, maybe the Elite on the other, I don't know. We'll get to there. It's still a few weeks away, but that's definitely cool. I love War Games. That's going to be a fun match. Next, you have Sammy Guevara against Darby Allin. I thought this show probably would have worked better as the opener, to be honest, but what happens is Darby Allin has a big entrance, and I think he does come out with the skateboard, and he jumps right away onto Sammy Guevara. That was probably just really one of the best spots. He uses the skateboard on him. They fight on the outside, and Guevara throws Allin into the barricade, and Guevara sets up a table. He puts Darby Allin on the table. He climbs to the top rope. And probably the spot of the night, he hits a 630 splash off the top rope through a table. That was fucking insane. That was one of the craziest spots. That was just insanity. And Allin, he throws Guevara over the barricade, and they fight in the ring. Eventually, Guevara hits a Spanish fly, and then Guevara exposed the turnbuckle. He was going to throw Darby Allin into it, but Allin throws it into him himself. And then Allin hits a stunner, and then he hits the coffin drop, and he gets the 3-1, gets the victory. So I thought that was very good. I thought this probably would have worked better as the opener. I love how quick it was. I love matches like this. It's just all chaos and it's 5 minutes. I think those matches are perfect. Some of my favorites. I think that's super entertaining wrestling. I'd like to see more of that. But Allin gets the win. He's going to be a star. I'm thinking to myself, geez, this guy, he has something. I think they have 2 really big stars in this company. And Darby Allin, future stars, I mean, Darby Allin's one of them. The other one's MJF, but man, I see something in this guy. Good win for him, and I love the skateboard gimmick too. But he beats Guevara, and I enjoy it. And I think Guevara's really young too. He could be a star maybe one day. But Allin, wow. Next, we go to the match of the night, without question, the AEW World Tag Team Match. Championship match. You have the champions Kenny Omega and Adam Hangman Page defending their titles against the Young Bucks. Holy shit, this was insane. This is one of my favorite matches I've seen this year. It's arguably going to be the best match of the year so far. I'm not sure. Maybe the New Japan show, but oh god, this was insane. So the Bucks, they came like heelish in this match, which was strange. And I thought it was actually pretty interesting and cool. Maybe they turn them heel, you never know, but I think they'll get cheered no matter what. So it started off a bit slow. And then what happens is it escalates, like more and more tension rises, and they go after each other more. Hangman wants to slam Matt Jackson through a table, but Omega talks him out of it. And then they get back in the ring. Nick, he gets a hot tag. He hits his trademark spots. I've noticed. I think Matt's a better worker than Nick. Has anyone noticed that? I've seen it. Just noticing it lately. I think he's better. Maybe I don't know. Maybe some people like Nick, but I think Matt's a much better worker. But they attack Omega. They go to work on Omega, and then once things just get crazy is when then finally Page he takes both down the Young Bucks. He hits a moonsault, taking both of them down on the floor. That was pretty cool. Page hits a big lariat onto Nick. Then Page throws Nick into the Young Bucks corner, demanding that he tags Matt. Page hits a rolling elbow and a German. And then as the match progresses, the Young Bucks they get a pair of near falls. Nick hits a 450 and Matt gets a 2 count. Then it was Page and Omega's turn for tandem offense. Page hit a blockbuster suplex for a 2 count. And then Omega hit a V-trigger for a near fall. So this was getting really good. Here's where I think we just went insane. Omega goes for a second rope one-winged angel onto Nick Jackson, but he reverses into a poison runner off the second rope. That was just crazy. It looked like Omega could have broke his neck there. It's insane. We go outside on the stage, and the stage is connected to the ring, and Matt Jackson hits 3 Northern Light suplex onto Adam Hangman Page, 2 of them on the ramp, and the third on like the glass or part of the ramp, if you will. That looked a lot more painful. And then they actually do this. They hit the Indie Taker on the ramp. Matt gets Hangman up in a tombstone position. Nick jumps from the top rope. Indie Taker on the outside, and they look shocked. I can't believe they did that to their best friend, or one of their closest friends in Hangman Page. That was insane. They go back in the ring. They're about to put Omega away. They hit a V-trigger to Omega. They hit a double one, but it only gets a 2 count. And then they're continuing to work on him. And this just gives more and more time for Hangman to recover. And it goes on for a few minutes, which was good. They're going to go for a Meltzer driver on Omega, but Hangman Page comes out. He powerbombs Nick Jackson through a table on the outside, which was great. And then you have more battles in the ring. Omega gets taken out at this point, but Page gets he hits a buckshot onto Nick Jackson on the apron, so onto the ramp. That was crazy. Then he goes back in the ring. He guts through the ropes and he hits another buckshot. Hit the buckshot to Nick on the apron. He gets back and he hits a second buckshot so to Matt in the ring. He gets the win. Great matchup here. I thought this was excellent. After the match, the Young Bucks try to shake Omega's hand. Omega's reluctant, but he eventually agrees. However, Adam Hangman Page refused. And this was amazing. This was an amazing match. They did an amazing teaser. It was like Adam Page was going to hit Kenny Omega with a buckshot, but he didn't. They did very similar things with MJF and Cody. We know how that turned out. I thought this was great. I loved it. I thought this was just a fantastic match here. Next, AEW Women's Championship, Nyla Rhodes against Kris Statlander. Oh, God, I didn't care about this. This was just boring, not good at all. No one cares. Nyla Rhodes, we know what it is. Statlander's okay, I just didn't really care much. Rose hits a beast bomb, but Statlander kicks out. Eventually, at the end, Rose hits a beast bomb from the top rope, and she gets the win. This was okay. Next, you have MJF and Cody, and I thought this was very entertaining. MJF comes out, and then Cody has a big superstar type entrance. Brandy, I have to say, looks amazing with him. She did. But he comes out, and he has a live performance of the band who actually does his song playing it. I thought that was actually really cool. Cody gets a big WrestleMania style entrance, if you will. He comes out, and eventually they start off a bit slow. MJF tries to get away. The match is stalling for a while. Eventually, Cody gets some offense and hits a big uppercut. MJF is saved by the Wardlow, and then outside, however, Brandy, this is a cool part, she throws a bottle of water onto the Wardlow. That was entertaining. Cody hits a dive, he takes out the Wardlow. Climbing back on stage, MJF is able to hit the offense, and then this is the worst part, he rips off Cody's boots, and then he bites the broken toe Cody had. Oh, it was nasty. However, he's somehow able to recover from this. That was just gross. And then Arn Anderson, there's a spot for Arn Anderson. He grabs a chair and he goes after the Wardlow, who was going to interfere again in the match. But Cody, MJF, he gets thrown outside, and this is where he gets busted open. I'm not sure what it was that cut him. He gets busted open. Cody goes after Wardlow, and there's this crazy spot in which Brandy is caught by the Wardlow. Arn tries to stop him. Cody goes for a kick onto Wardlow, but he hits Arn. Arn gets taken out. Then they go in the ring, and MJF hits a low blow, but he only gets a 2 count. They trade strikes. Cody starts to get the offense in. MJF goes for the weight belt, but the ref takes away. Cody gets it back, and he starts whipping him with the weight belt, which was good. And he hits 2 crossroads. He's going to put him away. He goes for a third, but MJF blocks, and then he pulls out the dynamite ring out of his trunks, and bam, hits Cody in the face. 1, 2, 3. MJF pins Cody Rhodes. Wow. MJF pins Cody Rhodes, pins him. He cheats, but he does beat Cody Rhodes. I think he probably gets a title shot. This was a decent match. I thought it told a good story. I think all Cody's matches have just been, I love watching his matches on pay-per-view. I think they're so entertaining. But big wins for MJF here. Next, you have Orange Cassidy against Pac. Orange Cassidy is one of the best gimmicks in WWE, in AEW. I mean, he is awesome. I think this guy is super entertaining. I love how it starts off. He's basically the laziest wrestler of all time. They have things where he does the weak kicks, and Pac starts hitting kicks back into him. It goes on, and the fans are chanting, "Holy shit!" And then he wrestles with his hands in his pocket, which is entertaining. And all of a sudden, it turns into a match. It gets really good. Orange Cassidy is actually really good. This was a great match. This was super entertaining. Cassidy, he hits a top rope suicide. And then there's high crosses off the top rope, a tornado DDT. Pac kicked out of a near fall, and then Pac hits a series of strikes. He teased a Michinoku driver from the top, and Cassidy blocks it. He hits a DDT from the top. Cassidy hits an air raid crash for a near fall, and then the Lucha Brothers run in, and this is where things, you kind of know Pac's going to win. Lucha Brothers get into a fight with the best friends, Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor, and there's a battle. And then this distracts Orange Cassidy, and then Pac is able to get him in the brutalizer. You get to the table, he doesn't even let him. He won't release the hold until he takes him out, passes out when he does. So Pac got the win here. I thought this was really well done. Next, main events: the AEW Championship. Chris Jericho defends his title against Jon Moxley. So Moxley has a decent entrance, and then Jericho has a big entrance. He basically has this choir from Chicago, and they do is they sing Judas. Like the choir sings Judas, just a song from Fozzy. I don't know. I didn't think it worked. But this is how they did it. They had them sing Jericho's song, and Jericho gets his big entrance. And we're all underway. The main event starts off really well. Overall, I thought the match was okay. I didn't love it. I thought it was a good match, not a great match, but they start some brawling, and of course, they go into the fucking crowd for the millionth fucking time on this goddamn show. I've never seen wrestlers fight in the crowd as much as I saw on one night tonight. It's ridiculous. All they do is fight in the crowd. Of course, they fight in the crowd. Moxley bites Jericho's forehead stitches. And Jericho bleeds for a while, and I don't know where exactly he got the stitches from. Maybe I missed it, but Jericho hits a powerbomb through a ringside table onto Moxley. Jericho continues to attack. Now he works on Moxley's eye patch. He rings the bell, announced himself the winner. Referee gets taken out. Moxley and Jericho continue to fight. You have Santana and Ortiz interfere in the match. Moxley takes out Santana, but he gets hit by Ortiz. Jericho gets a 2 count, and the match starts to get a little closer now. Moxley blocks a code breaker and uses the walls of Jericho. He had Hager run out. Jericho hits a code breaker, but it's only a 2 count, and Jericho puts Moxley in the walls. And this is really, in the match, it goes on for a while. Moxley eventually reaches the ropes. Hager he's able to attack Edwards. He's able to attack Moxley, but referee Aubrey Edwards, she ejects Santana, Ortiz, and Hager. Sammy Guevara, however, runs in. He hits Moxley with the belt, and he runs off. Jericho only gets a 2 count. So the inner circle's out now. Jericho gouges Moxley's good eye, and now there's blood. Moxley's bleeding. Moxley ducks the Judas Effect, and he hits the double arm DDT. Moxley now really goes after Jericho. He takes off the eye patch, revealing he can see. After he hit the double arm DDT, Jericho's recovering. Moxley then hits the paradigm shift. 1, 2, 3. John Moxley's your new champ. Decent main event, decent match. Moxley celebrates with the title. He puts on his new t-shirt with the title belt on the front. So, okay, we had that design. Moxley cuts a promo. He says he loves this shit. He said it's been a long year. He said AEW promised to bring back pro wrestling, and they have. He thanked the fans that have been with him from the start, and he says it was beer o'clock. They started playing his music, but Moxley said he wasn't done it. He promised not to hide his belt, but right now it's time not to hide behind his belt right now. It's time for some whiskey. And he celebrates. John Moxley, your new AEW champion. Overall, I thought this was a good show. Very enjoyable. The main event was okay. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was just okay. I thought the tag team match was fantastic. I really liked the Orange Cassidy match. I thought the Cody MJF match was good. I thought the Guevara match was really good. So overall, I thought this was just a damn good show. I really enjoyed it. And I want another very good pay-per-view for AEW. So AEW Revolution gets a thumbs up from me. And hopefully this company continues to grow.